Okay, so right before this video starts, I just want to put a quick little disclaimer in here. This video and this guide on how to make money off the Dragon Bash Festival is meant for mainly beginners to intermediate players. In other words, if you are someone who really knows how the Guild Wars 2 economy works, you know when to sell things, when not to sell them, you know how buy prices work, how money fluctuates in the game, or you have already watched videos such as Frag's videos on making money in the game and buying low and selling high on the trading post, this guide may be potentially completely useless to you. I'm putting this little disclaimer on here so you can click off the video right now, save yourself some time, and so you don't get frustrated, because trust me when I say the last thing I want to happen is you get frustrated with a video that you already know everything about, and you're just like, well, that's useless. I just have such and such amount of time of my day wasted, however long this video lasts. So yeah, thank you for listening to this little disclaimer. I'm now going to start the actual video here for everyone else who's going to find it useful. So yeah, see you then. Hi everyone, Cheese here. This video here is going to be, you can kind of consider it, I guess, a guide and an announcement. What's it an announcement about? Well, in Guild Wars 2, there's currently an event on called Dragon Bash. It's one of the holidays that comes around, like, when we saw the holiday events, that comes around roughly yearly, I think. And as you can see from this thing up here, it's at the time of recording active for another 13 days. So that's about roughly almost 2 weeks you've got to do this event. And I'm going to try and get this recording out as soon as possible, so you're not really wasting any time. So, most people, well, not really most people, what I meant to say is that a lot of people have already covered guides on this thing of like how to get the achievements and everything, but I'm going to have, my particular guide is going to cover how you can make money on this event, in case you don't really care about any of like the items and stuff you can earn from it and weapon skins and everything like that, and all you want to do is just, well, get some sweet gold from this event. So, one of the best and easiest ways to make gold is, let's just say you were in a different city right now, such as, one of my favorites, Radisum. So, I'll get back to you once I'm there. Okay, so here we are in Radisum, and I'm near the waypoint that allows you to get right to Lion's Arch. Like that is a gate there lets you get the Lion's Arch, and I'm right near the Mega Stern waypoint. And the thing I wanted to show you is these two things here. So, because of the Dragon Bash event going on, there are Dragon Pinatas, and there's two of them in every race's main capital, like their home city. So if you go up to them, all you have to do is press F on your keyboard, and that will, well, break them, and it will give you Zhaitafy. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, even though it starts with an A. And this stuff here can then, once you have 1,000 of it, it can be basically used as a currency to buy these really hard candies called Jord Breakers, which sell for a whole lot of gold. And they can also then the Jord Breakers itself can be used as a currency to buy stuff exclusive to the festival. But since you're only here for this guide to learn how to get gold from it, you can pretty much right-click the Zhaitafy and then immediately sell it. However, right now the price has dipped a tiny bit because so many people around all the servers of Guild Wars 2 are gathering Zhaitafy, thereby making its price go down because of basic supply and demand. Like, the seller's price here, 83, is what it was originally selling at when you wanted to just instantly sell it, but right now it's only at 61 copper. So, what I would recommend actually doing is getting a character, either going to your bank and stockpiling it like I've been doing, or if you don't have enough bank space, then you can just go and and then you can just give it to a character which you're not using much. So I'll show you what I mean right here. So as you can see, if I go into my material storage and then just type ZHA, there, you can see my Zhaitafy material storage is completely full of Zhaitafy. I have 250 pieces, so it can't fit anymore. So we just go back to my regular bank. You can see in these three slots here, I've tried to keep them semi neat and together. I have 250 Zhaitafy there, and then 159, soon to be more, in this slot. I'm currently stockpiling it here to, well, trade it in for a Jord Breaker to use as currency. to actually get some of the festival items. But since you're trying to make money from this guy, you can just do the same and stockpile it in here. What do you do if your entire bank is full, like mine is right now? And in fact, normally you only would start off with like one bank slot. I've actually bought the other two, so you most likely wouldn't have as much space as me. Well, what you can do is you can just offload it to a character that you're not really using that much. So I'm actually going to do that right now. I'll get back to you once I'm actually on the character. Okay, so here I am, back after the cut like I said I would be, and this is the character I was talking about that I'm basically going to offload the Zhaitafy on. So if I just go to this cooking station here, open up the bank, and then you can see this character has got a lot of bags that are, well, in my opinion, quite decent, like they're quite large. So there's a starter backpack, which is 20 slots, 18 slot mithril backpack, 18 slot again, and then an invisible backpack for stuff I don't want to be sold. So you can just pretty much grab the Zhaitafy and put it in the character, like the inventory of the character who you are not using currently, to kind of treat them like a bank and store this stuff. And as you can see there, then you'd also have free bank slots open to store other stuff you'd want to. What do you do if you don't have a character that, already like this? Well, if you happen to have an open character slot, you can just simply create the character. And hold on, I'm going to put another quick cut in here, because there's one last thing I want to show you about creating, what to do after you create a character. Okay, so here I am, back after that small cut, and I'm right outside the gates of Divinity's Reach, near the village of Shaymore. I'm here just because I want you to pretend right now that I've created a new character. Yes, I know this is a child character right here, this isn't a human, but just pretend they were a human. What you can do to make this character basically into our walking bank or walking inventory is just go right down this path here towards this waypoint, and there should be a human vendor over here, a lady, who will be able to sell you 5-slot bags for a really cheap price. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's this one right here, Baker Claudette, who oddly enough, like... Okay, maybe it's not her. Maybe it's this. Okay, yes, it's this dude instead here. Fishmonger Scipio, who doesn't actually sell fish for some odd reason. So, for a mere 32 copper coins, you can buy green and purple leather bags, which are 5 slots each, and then you can fill out your character's bag slots and with 5-slot bags, and then use that all to just store Zhaitafy as well as the 20-slot starter backpack. As for the bank, that's going to be really easy to access as well, because since you're right near Race's home capital city, all you have to do is run towards the capital city, like so. In this case, it's Divinity's Reach. Go through the gate, and for Divinity's Reach, there's also 2 more like pinatas you can bash there to gain you additional Zhaitafy while you're doing this. And then you just keep on going north, and you basically jump over a set of flower pots, and then you find yourself just at the bank immediately. So this is what I meant. Here are the 2 dragon pinatas you can bash and break. And then right over here is the flower pots. So yeah, you can just go up here. Simple as that. If you don't have a mount, it might be a little bit harder to jump up here. And then here's the bank. You can just run over here and then interact with it, as well as the trading post if you wanted to sell the stuff and all that. Simple as that. Now I'm going to put another cut in here to get back to Holbrak, because I want to explain to you how you can like make more Zhaitafy than just bashing pinatas. That's the really basic stuff by doing the events there and stuff. So I'll see you then. And welcome back. Here we are in Holbrak. So, one of the other ways I was mentioning that you can get a lot more Zhaitafy is we go into the daily here. Since the festival is on, there's daily Dragon Bash tasks you can do. Really quick explanation if you didn't know what the daily is. Pretty much, in Guild Wars 2, you have this. People just call it the daily because it is pretty much a series of daily tasks that you can do, and if you complete 3 of them, it gives you some spirit shards, 10 achievement points, and also 2 gold. I recommend doing this if you have a bunch of easy dailies that you can do and you need some money. We're not focusing on that, though. We're focusing on the daily Dragon Bash stuff. So, when the Dragon Bash Festival is on, like it is right now, you also get a daily to do Dragon Bash related stuff. So, here's a couple as an example, just for this day. These are picked randomly. or maybe you can find it out on the wiki. They might have like what's going to come up in the next few days on the wiki listed listed on the wiki for what's coming up in the daily. I don't know about that though. So let's just focus on this. For this particular day, the game wants me to focus on Aim for the Sky, Zhaitafy, Minion Masher, Holo Wrangler, and Mount Master. This may all sound like complete gibberish to you, but I'm going to explain it. So Aim for the Sky is a really easy one because all you have to do is set off 10 fireworks, and you can either buy fireworks off the trading post to set off and have them in your personal inventory and activate them and shoot them upwards. Or you can go around to one of the many firework launchers that are scattered around Holbrak and just shoot them. Zhaitafy is you have to just eat 25 Zhaitafy. You may want to ignore this one because you are currently trying to make money with this, and this will consume 25 Zhaitafy. Like your character will have to eat it, so that'll make you get less. Minion Masher is for vanquishing holographic dragon minions. I'll get to that really soon. Holo Wrangler is for competing in the Hologram Stampede event, and then Mount Master is for completing the Mount Race event or adventure in Holbrak. Right. So, focusing on the easiest one first, Aim for the Sky. For that, you have to activate a bunch of firework launchers, and fortunately, I know where they already are. So, up here on the Trade Commons waypoint, if you just go around, there's heaps of firework launchers all over the place, and all you have to do is press F to interact with them, and they'll shoot off a firework, and you can either watch the little effect as it explodes, or you can just run away and just ignore it and go past it like I'm doing right now. Yeah, so that also another location that holds a few fireworks is right down here near the Hero's Compass waypoint. By the way, the firework launchers will reset. Like you can fire them again after I think roughly 2 hours. Like as you can see, here's one as well. So if you can't find enough firework launchers, you can just go along that gantry where I was showing you, like all along here on the Trade Commons and across this bridge as well, to find about like 3 or so, and then you can just keep on using them over and over until you eventually get the daily completed for launching the fireworks. Okay, so one of the next things that's actually covered in the daily is participating in the Hologram Stampede. So the Hologram Stampede is actually marked on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, particularly the timer on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, which I'll show you in just a second. And then it's also marked up here in the top right corner of the screen. So as you can see here, it's going to happen in the Wayfarer Foothills in about 5 minutes. But I'm just going to show you the timer first. So, what is the timer? Well, if you bring up your chat menu like so, and type slash, I think it's wiki et. Yes, it will bring up a web page with the event timer on it. However, what's probably most likely happened right now is the screen's gone black because I'm recording Guild Wars 2 and not the actual wiki page. So I'll get back to you right whenever I switch screens to the wiki page. So here we are on the wiki page. I've now switched screens, and if you don't know how this works, it's really simple to explain. So this right here shows the current time of wherever you live. It'll like sync itself to wherever you live. You don't have to worry about that. And then as this line progresses, as it moves over things, it will show you when exactly things are going to happen. For example, right now, this certain boss that spawns in the Misitra province called the Fire Elemental is there. Also, if you are, let's say we middle click this with my mouse here, it'll actually like show you where the thing is happening on the map, which is really, really useful. And it also explain the event that is going on and any achievements related to it that's got to do with legendary weapons and stuff. But we're not here for that. We're here for the actual we're here for this one, the special event. So this one is telling you that since Dragon Bash is on, this special event is, well, as I said, Hologram Stampede. So this shows you the locations where it's going to spawn. So thanks to this, I now know The next one is going to spawn at the Wayfarer foothills. So in a minute, I'm going to put another quick cut in and get back to you once I'm at the Wayfarer foothills, which you can actually access really easy from Holbrak. You take one of the waypoints, you go a little bit left, I think, or maybe it was right, and then you go outside the you just go through you go through a portal, and then you're in the Wayfarer foothills, and then you pretty much go to where everyone else is, and then you can start the hologram stampede, which is just a lot of enemy killing. And if you're unsure where the location is, again, you can just right-click, or you can either just middle-click this with your mouse button, or just right-click and then click Open a new tab to see where the place is. So I'll get back to you once I'm actually at the Wayfarer foothills. Right, so here we are at the Wayfarer foothills. And this is pretty much an excellent time for me to explain some stuff before it starts, because you can see from the timer up here, it's about to start in 1 minute. So one thing that's really recommended for this is that you have any sort of mount whatsoever. Usually the fastest the better, so that's why I'm actually going to use my roller beetle for this to try and zip around the map and, well, kill holograms faster. That's what we're going to try and fight with this event. It's just going around killing a bunch of enemy minions caught in their holograms. So the reason why a bunch of people are standing right here is because this is actually one of the hologram spawners. They're littered all over the map, and pretty much what you do is you run up to one, press F on it to activate it, and then try and kill as many holograms as possible, and they'll grant you XP if you're not already max level, or in that case the XP will go towards earning you another spirit stone. I mean spirit shard, not spirit stone. Now the thing that's a little bit of a, I guess you could say a downside about this is that players often get it's very, very hectic, and oh, apparently it says that the oh wait. Yep, and now this is the point where everyone's trying to just race around to try and get to the places where the holograms are spawning, and they'll activate them like so, and then you just want to immediately dismount, like I said, and then just use whatever abilities you have to kill the said holograms, and they will drop Zhaitafy. Downside about this, of course, is as you can see, I went over there really fast on the roller beetle and kind of just, well, zipped over there. If you don't have a mount yourself, this actually may be really difficult to do well, because all the other players will be just going bonkers and berserk, as you can see here, trying to kill the holograms. It also could possibly help if you're like level 80 already, because then you got like level 80 weapons like I have, and you're doing like really good damage, level 80 damage, that kind of stuff. The good thing is that there will be a couple of veteran holograms that will spawn on some of the there will be a couple of veteran holograms that will spawn, so even if everyone's already got there and they've killed most of them, you may be able to get a few hits on the veteran holograms. But if you're a new player without a mount, you may find this really, really difficult. So I recommend, if you do have a level 80, just play through the first part of the Pacifier storyline to at least get yourself a raptor, because even if without the long jump ability that you unlock by getting mastery points in the Pacifier maps, and then unlocking the long jump ability, you at least be faster than someone on foot who is using quickness. So yeah, this pretty much covers it when it comes to the hologram stampede. That's really all there is to it. And then right at the end, once it's all over, you want to stay in the map, and it will give everyone a reward based on how many holograms you've actually killed. Like, apparently players here have been really, really vigilant with killing holograms, so it's already progressed to the final round. And you know it's the final round because of the announcer. The announcer, by the way, even if you've got the voices off like I have right now, he'll just come from your character, and he'll be a blue text box. I guess it's like meant to represent your character just hearing their voice kind of booming out through some kind of megaphone across the field. So I'm just going to put a quick cut in until this hologram stampede is done, so you can actually see the kind of rewards you get from it, because I don't remember exactly every single reward you get myself right here. So yeah, I'll see you then. And the event is done. I'm pretty sure we got tier 3 done. So if you're wondering what I mean, if you just so right here in Daily Dragon Bash, there's actually daily rewards you can get for doing the hologram stampede and getting the a, well, considered you do so well, you get like a gold reward, a silver reward, and a bronze reward. And if you click on these, it actually shows you what you get from each of the different tiers of these rewards. So, as you pretty much how this type of achievement is a little different to well, I guess you'd say normal achievements. Actually, not that different. Pretty much how it works is that the better you do and the more you do with this, the more you unlock the rewards, and it starts off as tier 1, keeps on going down. So as you can see here, everything you unlock is pretty much a Dragon Bash coffer, which is actually an excellent way for me to segue into explaining what Dragon Bash coffers are. Oh, yeah, but by the way, that 100 Zhaitafy there was the thing. Was the reward I got for doing the daily. Doing the daily will actually reward you a lot of Zhaitafy, which is why I was recommending doing it. So, as you can see here, some of the rewards we got were Dragon Bash coffers. How they work is that, well, they're a chest. They're kind of, I guess, a little bit like a loot box in the sense that there are a bunch of random items you can get from them, and if you just click preview, you can see what you get from them. So, a lot of the average things you'll be getting from them is just drunk. Junk you can sell. No, you don't get drunk from opening this. Food you can eat, which is actually, in my opinion, some of this food is quite decent. Like, I use this one a lot, one of my other characters. It gives you 100 plus vitality, and if you drop below 50% health, it gives you 200 more power, which is a lot. So pretty much it's an emergency, hit the enemy harder when you're nearly dying food, and also increase your health a bit. I enjoyed it a lot. Then for the uncommon rewards, you can get crystallized lay energy, which is worth a lot of silver. Currently, actually more silver than the Dragon Bash coffer will sell for. And in rare, you have a bunch of unique weapon skins. So you can get stuff like this one, the Journey's Call, which is a very nice looking, actually that's kind of a bland looking warhorn. But then there's some other stuff that I really like the look of, like Spring Warmth. Look how what kind of flimsy and floppy it looks. I love it. It's like a cute little plant staff. It's adorable in my opinion. And then also Summer Light, which is I think like a plant gun. Yeah, it is. Like, leaves coming off the scope. I love the look of it, honestly. And my Zero is also looking pretty funny, like, kind of with his ears up while wielding it. Yeah, can't wield it though, because I'm a necromancer. Then you can also get a few Mordrem weapons. So, these were like, Heart of Thorns weapons. One of them I really like is the Berserker's Mordrem Saber, because it just looks like a badass samurai sword. And then you have a few more weapons, like, this one, I actually haven't really looked at it so far, the Mordrem Cleaver. Oh, I think it's even got a face on that. Gruesome. And then, of course, there's the super rare items you can get. One of which is Tocraddle's Horde, which I'm pretty sure will grant you an Ascended Weapon. Gift of Aurine, which I'm going to look up a second on the wiki, because I don't know what that is. And a Crystal Infusion of Power. Infusions generally sell for a bucket load. But, if you're actually trying to make money off these coffers, I recommend not selling them. And instead, what I recommend doing is, let me just really quickly get back to Holbrak again. So, yep, we're back in Holbrak, and you guessed it, what I recommend doing with the coffers is storing them all in the bank, like so. I have 24 of them so far, apparently. And then, what I recommend doing with them is, well, if you right-click them right now, and then click sell, you can see the amount they'll be selling for at the trading post, which is currently 19 silver and 21 copper. It used to be around like 23 or 24 silver instead, so they used to be worth more. So what I'd actually recommend doing, and the same, it's pretty much I'd recommend doing the same with the Zhaitafy, is keeping these until the event is almost over. So when you're looking at this and seeing like there's only about like let's say 1 day left, you'd attempt to sell all the Zhaitafy and also all the coffers for more money, because people are trying to panic buy all the stuff at the last minute in order to, when they're still kind of cheap-ish, before I think it gets, I'm guessing it gets really expensive once the actual Dragon Bash event is over. However, for all of that, I recommend actually looking at the prices and stuff and seeing what price it is before you sell it. For example, me, I'm not okay with selling for anything under 20 silver for those Dragon Bash coffers. You can kind of set your own price. In that case, just I say wait until the event is almost over, or wait until the event is over and then sell them. Or if you want to be in it for the long haul and the long game, you can keep these coffers and Zhaitafy for ages and then sell them way later down the line once the market price for them has increased. Right, now that I've covered all that, and the coffers and the rewards you can get off them, I'm going to cover the rest of the stuff that you can do in today's daily, because I was covering that. So Aim for the Sky is pretty much, I'd say, completed. Because I mentioned how easy it is. Holo Wrangler is completed, and then we of course have Minion Masher, which is just killing a bunch of holographic dragon minions. So, one of the ways you can do it, of course, is just keep waiting until each hologram stampede spawns. For example, you go to the different places, such as the Wayfarer Foothills, the Dredgehaunt Cliffs, and all that, which means that some of them may be off limits to you if you have a really low-level character. Let's say your character was only level 15, then you could only really do the one in the Wayfarer Foothills, because it is, well, kind of like, it's close to your level. You could potentially go to the Dredgehaunt Cliffs if you had a friend, but you potentially would be getting like one shot by the holographic dragon minions, since they can't actually fight back. So, instead, here's actually the way I recommend completing a daily Minion Masher thing. You go over to this guy here. I also apparently forgot to equip any buffs, so I'm just going to use a sharpening stone and eat this orange coconut cake, which gives me more chill duration and power, which is good because I'm a necromancer. So you talk to this guy here, and you pretty much click sign me up. The thing I love about this activity here is, well, as you can see, it's called the Dragon Bash Arena, and it allows you to just fight Dragon Bash minions and bosses. And you don't have to party up with the group or anything. It'll just put you in there, and then other players will join, and then the match will start, and you can just go bananas killing everything. It's so fun, in my opinion. Might be a bit repetitive if you do it a lot, but in that case, just, I guess, lay off doing it a little. Yeah, so how it works is, between every wave, there'll be kind of like an intermission wave where dragon minions will spawn, like so. What you want to do is run towards where everyone else is running, because that will kind of clump up the dragon minions, so you can then kill them quicker. Using abilities such as this one, my another 5 skill on the sword, where it pulls all the enemies closer, is, well, I guess using crowd control abilities isn't recommended if it pulls all the enemies apart and like shoots them off in a different directions, like let's say knockbacks, like warrior stalks. But that ability there, using my sword, would pull all the enemies closer, which actually is recommended, so you get them all clumped up in one nice big clump, and then you're able to all, well, drop area effect fields and stuff like that, and kill the enemies much quicker. You also only have a minute to kill the dragon minions, but don't let that stress you. This is not meant to be a stressful event. As you can see, I got Minion Masher just there, the daily completed, just from one single intermission round, and there's also going to be more intermission rounds. You can keep going back into this dragon arena over and over and over again, and also it includes bosses, such as this champion Hollow Ice Beast here, and they actually count for the daily. So I'm going to put a lot of timestamps in the playback bar of this video. So if you don't care about the specifics of every single fight of every single boss, you can skip ahead to when it's done, but I'm going to cover them right here in case you want to know. So, this Hollow Ice Beast is actually very, very simple to fight. It's big, it's dumb, it's stupid, it works kind of like a regular old Minotaur. Stay behind it, stab it in the butt, use a melee weapon, use a ranged weapon, it really doesn't matter. Occasionally you'll run up and hit someone. If you aren't doing the most damage, it probably won't be you, and you can just stay out of the way, easy peasy, and it won't hit you. And occasionally, as you can see before in the previous footage, it will do a charge attack, like so. And again, it's really simple to avoid it. All you have to do is be behind the butt of the creature, and it won't be able to charge you. Just stand in the other direction and watch it rocket off like a train without tracks. It's going to crash horribly into a building and die, because that's what this thing does. It always dies. Right, and now the next round is going to be beginning, and the next boss is going to spawn really soon. I love this. One thing I love about this is like it's so quick. It happens so quick. Next boss spawning. Okay, so this boss here is the Mega Destroyer. What you really want to concentrate on is getting rid of this guy's break bar when it appears, like so, because if you do, it will stop him from spawning all these lava fonts right here. And if you get hit by one of the lava fonts, it'll throw you up in the air, and then you fall down afterwards and take full damage. But you can actually avoid the full damage if you have a glider. You can just simply glide, and then yeah, you won't get any full damage. These fonts are kind of easy to see, as you can see here, because, well, Oh, apparently I was wrong. Apparently they don't shoot you up in the air. Oh, at least you should avoid them because as you can see they don't do a lot of damage to me. So yeah, that's pretty much all this destroyer boss does. He also occasionally slams the ground, as you can see there. And apparently also does kind of a knockback where he just slaps you, but that doesn't do much damage at all. So all you really want to be trying to do is avoid his lava fonts, try and get rid of the break bar if you can, and he'll die easy peasy like so. And here we are at the next boss, the Hollow branded Hydra. I've already made a video on how to fight Hydras. It's one of my in fact I've linked the video right now. It's one of my previous videos I've uploaded on this channel. It's a nifty little guide, I recommend it, but the good news is, this Hydra here, because there's so many players facing it, and also, just, I guess it does less damage or something, I don't know what makes it easier to fight, because it is just plain old easier to fight than all the other Hydras I've faced. Like, I've honestly faced veterans that are harder to deal with than this Hydra here, so that's actually, in my opinion, awesome. So, the stuff you want to avoid is the fact that it will like rear up its head and then make meteors come down from the sky. If one hits you, it stuns you. Oh, apparently I wasn't actually hit by the actual, yeah, like so. I was trying to show you, I got stunned there. But the good news is that there's so many other players usually facing the Hydra at the same time that it'll ignore you once you're stunned and focus on someone else. It also has a charge ability, you see it right there, in which case try and just back up a little and you should avoid it. And then it also has that ability right there where it kind of like, well, it rears back its head again and then shoots a flame field in front of it, which you can dodge by just moving out of the yellow or dodging right when the yellow is on you, like the yellow marker on the floor. Yeah, pretty much this is it's actually an excellent way to train yourself to face regular old Hydras, and it's really recommended. I really recommend that because there is this certain bounty for this certain collection called Lasting Bonds, which I'm actually going to cover on this channel kind of soon-ish. It's going to come up at some point. I don't know when I'm going to finally finish editing it, but I have finished all the recording of it at least. Yeah, and that's going to cover a legendary Hydra called Star Killer. And oh man, is that a doozy to fight. But yeah, this one here, not that hard to fight. And here we are, the next boss. Okay, so you know how in some games, just general in video games and like general and all that kind of stuff, you sometimes like will face a boss, and then later on in the game you face a boss, and it's meant to be like one of the last bosses in the game, but it's even easier than all the rest. Yep, that's the good old Mordrem vinetooth in like a nutshell. It does these like lame ass jump moves, as you can see there. Just be pointing in the other direction, equip a ranged weapon like so, like this axe I have here, and just wail on it from a distance. It also does these like pathetic little tail slaps. I've rarely seen anyone ever go down in this fight. It is honestly such, well, it's not a lame boss because it's easy and fun to fight, but it's like in damage wise and attacks in general, like that kind of stuff, it's really lame compared to the others. But I honestly love it because you can kind of switch your brain off and it's so fun to fight because nice and easy. Yay, I like some easy stuff now and then. I also like some more difficult stuff in this game too, but sometimes you want to turn your brain off. Oh, and this one, if you manage to get rid of its break bar, it's stunned, like the duration it's stunned for is super duper long, so I really recommend getting rid of its break bar. It makes the fight so easy. It makes it kind of laughably easy, and as you can see there also its health, no matter what you do to it, it generally goes down really quick. Here we are at the last boss. I know this boss, the Eye of Zhitan, is the last boss because I've done this before, and it's always the last one. So, things to look out for this boss. It's got some kind of retaliation effect that it applies to itself that I'm not really sure how it works. It also applies might to itself, meaning that it hits harder. I haven't really been actually hit by this boss too much, so apparently a lot of other players will always go into this arena match and they'll end up being really, really tanky. So they'll tank all the damage and I hardly get hit at all, even though I am kind of tanky class myself, a necromancer right here. Yeah, so you don't really have to worry about hitting this, like not hitting this boss because well, retaliation, I think it's been changed, but how it used to work is that if you hit an enemy while they have retaliation on them, they do damage to you. I'm gonna look it up real quickly on the wiki to actually find out what it does and then explain it to you, because this would be a pretty crappy guide. I'm like, I think retaliation does certain thing. So yeah, The one thing that to remember about this boss is that its brake bar will keep on turning off and on and off and on and off and on continuously to the point where you have to do some major crowd control abilities to actually get rid of it. Otherwise, you can't really get rid of it. It won't do anything, and it'll just keep on powering up its abilities. The good news, though, is that, again, just like all the others, it folds kind of fast. Also, sometimes spawn. It's like secondary Eyes of Zhitan, which you can just easily kill because they aren't champion Eyes of Zhitan. Yeah, and you know that the arena event is over because it'll give you this prompt saying there are only a few players remaining on this map because, it's, well, I don't know why that pops up. It just pops up when the arena event is over. So, I'll cover the other things you can do in this Dragon Bash festival to earn yourself more Dragon Bash covers and Zhaitafy right after I get, right after I look up on the wiki what the new version of Retaliation actually does. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I'm there. Okay, so I'm on the wiki and I figured out what it does. So if we just click the back arrow here, you can see the previous web page I'm on, and as you can see, this is a message here that says historical. It's quoting with a sign saying Gorn. This page contains information about a good wars2 element mechanical feature that has been removed or replaced May 11th, 2021. So that shows you when it was replaced. You can see the old animation for Retaliation here. And Retaliation pretty much done what I said originally, where if you attacked someone with it, they would do damage to you when you hit them. However, it says it's now been replaced with Resolution, so this is the new boon that has replaced it. That was detailed in one of the patch notes. And as you can see, incoming condition damage decreased by 33%, stacks in duration. So, the thing I find really funny about this is this explains why why no one's ever going down in the fight against the Eye of Zhitan anymore, that champion Hollow Beast. And the reason is because, if you didn't understand what this means, pretty much what's happening is all the players are going in there and smacking the Hollow Beast like no tomorrow, and then it goes, hold on, I have this buff. It's called Resolution. It reduces the condition damage done to me, and all the players are like, we don't give a crap, and proceed to just hit it even harder with all these abilities that just do base, like, straight up damage and don't even do condition damage. And also, like, it reduces incoming condition damage by 33%. Big deal, you just stack conditions all over the Eye of Zhitan and nuke it and blow it up anyway. So yeah, that boss, apparently, due to this change, has got a major nerf because its mechanics hasn't changed. It would try and stack heaps of Retaliation to kill you, and now all it does is stacks Resolution, so you just kill it even faster, which I love. Anyway, now that I've explained that, I'll get right back to the Holbrak guide and, well, I guess Dragon Bash guide for how to get more Dragon Compass and that. So yeah, I'll be right back super soon. Okay, so one of the downsides about racing is that this entire track was designed for you to have a roller beetle, which is actually quite an extensive collection that you will need to get through Living World Season 4, one of the story steps in that. Specifically, it's in the Long Live the Lich story step. So if you don't have a roller beetle, one thing you can do is rent a roller beetle. It costs 10 silver, and then it allows you to use one for about 2 hours. The downside to this, though, is that if you have a rented roller beetle, you won't get access to some masteries that you could potentially get later on. For example, I'm pretty sure you're not able to drift as well, and also this mastery right here, it looks like a spring. It's called Bond of Vigor. You get that in the Ice Brood Saga, like it's an Ice Brood Saga mastery. And so if I were to like press 7 on my keyboard or start on my controller, since I'm actually using a controller to play this game right now, it would refill my endurance bar. And when you're using a roller beetle, your endurance bar is your boost. So pretty much how it works is you've seen me using it before. You hold down spacebar, in this, like my case, A on the controller, and your roller beetle will go faster. Now if I immediately just press 7, you can see it has that little leaf effect, and it'll refill the endurance bar immediately. This mastery can kind of give you a bit of leeway because the racetrack here has quite a few twists and turns, and a lot of places you can potentially accidentally smash your roller beetle into, thereby slowing you down, making you not get the higher rewards. Because if we go over here to this lady here, as you can see, there's certain times that you try and beat, and if you beat those times, then you are able to get better rewards. So if you get to the end within 4 minutes and 30 seconds, which nearly anyone can do, you get the bronze award, then 3 minutes is the silver award, and then 1 minute and 30 seconds is the gold reward. Also, as well as this is pretty much a time trial, so you're not racing against other players. Another event that can also spawn is a race, as you can see here. The thing is, if you ever go into a race, such as this one, other players will most likely have a lot of experience with roller beetles since Dragon Bash has already been out before in the game, so they'll most likely be racing masters. So if you're just trying this for the first time, or if you've done it a few times like me and you're still not that good at it and don't remember the track that well, then you probably aren't going to come first, which is going to give you the best rewards. So if you don't want to feel like you're completely worthless amongst other players, just do the time trial a bunch first to practice a bit. Speaking of which, I'm going to actually practice off camera now, so I get better at doing it, so I can cover the path you have to take, because I want this guide to be extensive and also cover the path you have to take when racing. So I'll get back to you after I've raced a little bit first. Okay, now I'm back to try the roller beetle racing time trial for real. And as you can see from down here, I actually got a very respectable time. I apparently got gold in my first try, so yay for me. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you're pointing this way. Make sure you're pointing towards this little portal over here, which is actually the portal to Lion's Arch, because that is where the checkpoints will spawn. And you don't want to be pointing the other way and then start the thing, otherwise you're going to have to turn around your roller beetle and you're going to lose time. So, you go up to the lady, and then click play, and immediately you're off. The thing I like to do first, like right when starting off, is boost, so you have a little bit more speed. Then you go through this checkpoint here, go through this one. I usually don't boost here, because I like to go at kind of a slower speed, so I kind of don't, yeah, what's happening now, this is what I didn't want to happen, going off course, because before I was actually going through this at a slower speed, and it made my roller beetle much easier to control, so I didn't, yeah, apparently when I'm off camera I race quite well, even though I'm going a little bit slowly, and then when I'm on camera apparently I'm just terrible and crashing into all the walls and stuff. But this may be what it looks like on your first roller beetle, your try of this roller beetle course, especially since there's so much you can bump into. Oh, these little blue orbs here, by the way, they refill your mount's endurance. So in this case, the roller beetle, the endurance, the little yellow bar above its health bar, which will then allow you to boost more. The reason why I'm not boosting here is because I'm actually, in my opinion, going fast enough through this section. This is as fast as I went through there last time. The speed is plenty for me. I don't need to go any faster, because otherwise I'll start crashing into stuff. However, I like to use a boost here, because, in my opinion, it's actually kind of easy, oddly enough, easy to go through these tunnels. Then I'm fine with using a boost here, because you're not really, like, swerving or turning too much. Oh yeah, by the way, if you hold the dodge roll key and then angle your roller beetle sideways, you drift, which is what I'm doing here, which is I'm able to get it, I'm able to, like, correct myself course-wise and be more precise, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so apparently there my time was a lot less. I got I barely didn't get gold, pretty much 8 seconds over. Apparently I was a lot faster last time because I didn't crash into anything once, even though I was going a lot slower. And yeah, so now I'm going to open up the rewards from the time trial and show you what you actually can win from that. So I know which ones are the time trial. This is, by the way, all the stuff I'm opening right now is just like it's just other stuff you get from the daily. So apparently one of the dailies was actually doing that mount race, so I got 100 pieces of Zhaitafy from doing it, which is why I actually really recommend learning how to use the roller beetle well, even if you just got a rental one, which may not be as good. But yeah, here is the actual like rewards you get from the time trial. So each time you time you pass, you get a different little coffer, and as you can see, opening up these will grant you even more dragon coffers. Yeah, so in my opinion, honestly, a great way to earn some extra Zhaitafy, and trust me when I say it will cover the expenses if you rent a roller beetle. So that pretty much covers almost everything in Holbrak. I am just now going to go over to the last thing, which is the pinata bashing adventure. Now, bear in mind that I am actually not that good at this at all, so again, I'm going to have an off-screen practice run and get back to you once I've actually figured out the proper route, because this is kind of like a little adventure where you're meant to jump all over the place, smashing pinatas, and I don't want to just do it the first time and fumble it and mess up and seem like an idiot. So yeah, I'll get back to you once I've had a practice run. Okay, so I'm apparently kind of terrible at this adventure here, because I barely got silver. So, right before I actually do it for real, and show you at least my tactics I use for it, even though they're not that good, I guess, I'm going to show you what the actual abilities do. So, your first ability, your number 1 skill, is just a plain old average skill to just bash the pinata. You walk up to it, you bash it like so. Plain and simple. Your number 2 skill is a thing you can aim, where when you use it, you fly forward at any pinatas you land on with the aiming reticule there, like this big green thing on the ground. Any pinatas you land on, apparently it didn't work there for some stupid reason, they will be smashed. And then your number 3 skill is shooting yourself off really high into the sky and then landing again, and well, also it'll create a shockwave below you, destroying any pinatas that you may land on, or at least that's what I understand. Right, so now what I'm going to do is reset the adventure to show you the path I take, because apparently the way I do it can at least earn you silver. First thing I do is just smash this one here, then go over here. Oh yeah, by the way, you can also get your character to dodge roll. That's whatever the dodge key is. In my case, it's V, or the right trigger on the controller. And if you dodge roll, then you're able to like kind of move your character a little quicker and get to places quicker. And then I will use you to use like the number 3 skill to get over here to this pinata, and then I just start heading down towards Holbrak. That was actually unintentional that I landed on that one. That was actually just really good fortune. Oh yeah, by the way, this thing also completely eliminates full damage, so you don't have to worry about killing yourself by jumping too far or too high. Yep, and then there's another one of these buildings over here with a few pinatas in it. Apparently I screwed up that one royally. You can see what I meant by when I said I'm not very good at this. And now I'm just going to generally aim for what I think is the closest pinata, because my time is actually like getting close to being done here, and I'm pretty much panicking. Come on. Yes, okay. So even though I was about as bad as last time, at least I got 13 of them, which is what you need to get silver. If you want to have a much better chance at the pinata smashing adventure, there'll probably be guides that you can watch on YouTube that will do a much better job at it than me. At least I've shown you how to do the roller beetle one correctly though, and get gold time on that. So apparently I'm better at racing than I am running around bashing pinatas. But yeah, the pinata bashing adventure will also give you a decent amount of dragon coffers. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything you can do in Holbrak to earn dragon coffers and thereby getting money. And that should pretty much cover it. I hope I didn't go all over the place with this guide. I hope it was actually practical and useful for you. And yeah, most of all, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in one of my next videos if you choose to watch that, and if you choose to subscribe. If you do or not, I don't mind. Completely your choice. Do what you want, and bye for now.